So, I don't mean to be putting out negative stuff. It's not really the kind of person that I am in my day-to-day life and interactions with others. Um, but I just kind of needed to vent over something that happened to me uh, today. And it was on the road. It's one of those highway incidents. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm the kind of person that when I'm driving, minding my own business, going at a regular speed, listening to the radio, listening to my music, just enjoying my traveling on the road. I really hate it when somebody comes up behind me in a truck or any other vehicle and they come in at a fast speed and they get right behind you, they're right on top of you, trying to make you either move out of the way left or right, or trying to make you speed up so that they could go faster. I really hate it when people do that, when they try to bully you on the road. I call them road bullies. Um, Normally, they don't get away with bullying me on the road. I don't have tolerance for road bullies, so what do I do when somebody does that to me? I'll go slower. If I don't go slower, I'm going to keep up at the same speed. Unless, of course, they're getting a little too close, and they're about to smash into me, then I might speed up just a little bit. Um, but, it just so happens that it happened to me this evening when I was already on my way back home from work. And I was all the way on the fast lane. I was going the fastest that you could go, which is 70. And there weren't that many vehicles on the road, surprisingly. Um, but anyway, so this car comes up behind me, and the vehicle is right on top of me. I'm on the fastest lane, and I'm like, I'm not gonna go faster. I'm already at the speed limit, the maximum speed limit, and I actually did go a little bit faster. I went up to 75. And the car just kept getting closer and closer to me. It was right on top of my car. I got scared at one point because I actually thought that the jerk behind me was going to smash into my vehicle and cause an accident just because they can't move over and pass, or because they want me to go at the speed that they want to go. Okay, and I was trying to stick to the maximum speed limit. Now, it's not that I'm a slow driver. Most of my life, before I ever had kids, I've always loved to drive fast. That changed, of course, when I got pregnant and I had children. It really changed my perception and attitude in regards to driving. I love driving. I love go-karts. I love car races. One of the only sports, if you could call it a sport, that I enjoy to watch is Daytona 500 and car races. I'm into that. Um, but I'm here just trying to stay below the maximum speed limit, and this idiot is behind me trying to make me hurry up. And they were just playing a bully because they could have easily passed me on the next lane. They could have turned, go fast and then pass me and get in front of me. But they weren't doing that. They kept insisting that I either move for them or drive faster for them. And I wasn't having it. So all of a sudden, I noticed that the vehicle that was right on top of me, behind me, flashes these blue lights. Okay. But they flashed just for a second and then they shut off again. So I thought to myself, uh-oh, that can't possibly be an officer. That's going to be somebody who has maybe those fake police vehicle lights, because, I cannot believe that an officer is going to be driving at that speed, trying to make me go faster and be right on top of me. I mean, I've gotten tickets. I got one ticket last year because I was involved in a vehicle accident. I was involved in an accident. Um, it was at a stoplight. It was not my fault. But because I was behind the person and I was not a minimum of 2 or 3 car spaces in between, I got the ticket. Okay, it was a lady. She all of a sudden slammed the brakes. When we were at the light had turned green, so I was already, hitting my pedal so I could go forward. And all of a sudden, the lady brakes right in front of me, and I smashed right into her from behind. Um, Anyways, I got the ticket for that one because I was told that here in Florida, if you're the one that's behind the person in the accident and you hit them from behind, you're the one that automatically gets the ticket because you're supposed to keep a minimum of 2 to 3 car spaces in between. So it doesn't matter if the person in front of you just slams the brakes and you smash right into them. It's going to be automatically your fault if you're behind them and you don't keep the proper spacing. Okay, so I'm over here on the highway driving maximum speed limit. The person behind me is trying to make me go faster. I even went up to 75, okay? And right on top of me, not keeping any space, I literally thought that, the vehicle was going to crash right into me and I was going to get into an accident. And I thought to myself, I remember I said out loud, I was like, oh my goodness, this jerk. I got so mad. Anyways, again, the lights started flashing, and I hear the sound of a police car, and it happened to be a female officer. She was pissed off because she tried to bully me on the road, and she didn't get away with it. So what did she do? She pulled me over, and so she came around, and she was kind of like, ugh. I hate those kind of officers, the female ones. They could be so annoying. And so she comes around and she tells me, oh, I'm pulling you over because you're not moving over when there's a car behind you. And I told her, I said, oh, so you want me to go past the maximum speed limit, because that's what I was trying to do. I was trying not to go past the maximum speed limit, okay? And you want me to break the traffic laws in that way? So she says, oh, you're breaking them anyways because you're supposed to move over if there's a car right behind you trying to pass you. And I told her, honestly, I have never heard of this. I have always understood that you're on the road, you're supposed to stick to the speed limit. You're not supposed to go over it, even if you're on the left lane. And, even if a vehicle is right behind me trying to make me go fast, I can just break the speed limit just to satisfy the person behind me. So I was trying to be not too confrontational directly with her. So I was making it more like a third party type of conversation where I wasn't referring to her as the actual vehicle driver behind me. Because I already saw her with her aggressiveness. So I was trying to keep her from getting too aggressive. So I made it about the third person, the third party driver, okay? Not her. So I tell her, look, I was just trying to stick within the speed limit. And, if a person is trying to make me go fast and pass the speed limit behind me, I can't do anything about that. I'm not going to go faster. So she got mad. She tells me, well, but you could have moved over. And she says that that's supposedly where I broke the traffic laws. That because I didn't move over to the next lane to let her continue going on the lane. And I told her, I'm sorry, but I have never heard of that traffic law before, that just because a person is right behind you trying to go faster and over you, that you're the one that has to move over. And I told her, that's why there's passing lanes. I mean, I've always understood that you could pass and then get in front of the person if you want to. I mean, that's why there's passing lanes and there's non-passing lanes. And I was in a passing lane. So she tried to change it. She tells me, she has the audacity to tell me, oh, you can't just make up your own rules and traffic laws. And I told her, but I'm not making this up. I have never in my life heard that you have to give way for the person that's right behind you trying to go faster. And I told her, if there's a person behind you and they want to go faster, that's what the passing lane's for. They could pass you and then keep on going their own way. I told her that, I really don't like to get bullied by people on the road. And she got so mad. She's like, let me see your license and registration, proof of insurance. And, and then she tells me that the reason she pulled me over, of course, was because I wasn't letting another vehicle pass. Okay, that's what she was telling me. When she could have perfectly gone and passed me either way. Okay? She could have moved over to the next lane, but no, she's saying that I'm the one that has to move over. And when I brought up my speed, I said, hey, but, I was trying to keep within the speed limit. I'm not trying to go over the speed limit, which is, what I was trying to avoid. And she tells me, oh, it's not about your speed limit. And the truth is that her, as a cop, she was going over the speed limit because at one point she had me going 75 miles per hour. And she was trying to make me go faster. So that means she was going over the speed limit, number one. Number two, what she was saying doesn't even make sense because I got a ticket for that accident last year because I did not leave enough space in between the vehicle when I was at a traffic light. Okay? So when you're on the highway, you're supposed to be like, I believe it's 9 or I'm not sure, but you're supposed to be at least 6, 7, 8, 9 car spaces in between. Okay? Behind the car that's ahead of you. You're supposed to leave that much space in between in order to avoid an accident. This woman was right on top of me. She almost crashed into me. And then she wants to give me a ticket. I find it completely unfair. And, I thought of reporting her because I have her information, officer information on the citation that she gave me to show proof of insurance. Oh my gosh, and I was so upset that I didn't have it with me. Because I thought to myself, I could just pull it up off my phone, off my email. When they send you that through your email, they send you a copy of your insurance, proof of insurance. So I tried pulling it up for her, but my connection was slow, so I couldn't get it for her. So she gave us a citation. Anyways, there's some cops and people who just really try to take advantage of the position that they have to subdue others. And, I'm not for that. I don't like being bullied on the road by road bullies. I don't appreciate it.